In a bold move shaking up the Democratic Party, young progressive firebrand David Hogg, the 25-year-old vice chair of the Democratic National Committee, is spearheading a $20 million campaign through his group, Leaders We Deserve PAC, to challenge entrenched House Democratic incumbents in the 2026 midterm primaries. The goal? To usher in a new generation of leaders who Hogg believes can better connect with a disillusioned base and tackle the pressing issues facing America. This unprecedented effort, announced on Wednesday, is fueling a generational showdown within the party as it grapples with its identity and strategy in the face of Donald Trump's second term. Hogg, a survivor of the 2018 Parkland school shooting, has become a prominent voice for young voters, and his initiative reflects growing frustration among the Democratic grassroots. The Democratic Party keeps saying we have to care about democracy, but the best way to do that is to use democracy to actively help people improve their lives, Hogg told The Hill. His plan targets asleep-at-the-wheel incumbents in safely blue districts, sparing those in competitive battlegrounds to focus on flipping Republican seats. The announcement has sparked both excitement and outrage, with some House Democrats calling it inappropriate for a DNC official to challenge sitting members, while others see it as a necessary jolt to a party struggling to inspire. The push comes as young progressive stars like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat New York, and Senator Bernie Sanders, Independent Vermont, dominate the party's grassroots energy. Their Fighting Oligarchy tour has drawn massive crowds, 12,500 in Nampa, Idaho alone, while raising staggering sums from small donors. Ocasio-Cortez's team reported $9.5 million from 260,000 donors with an average contribution of $21, and Sanders hauled in $11.5 million in Q1 2025. This fundraising prowess underscores their appeal, particularly among younger voters who, according to YouGov, have soured on Trump, with his approval dropping from +5% to -29% since January. Yet Democrats as a whole fare poorly, with only 30% of voters under 35 viewing the party favorably, per March CNN polling. This discontent has fueled primary challenges against veteran Democrats. Former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat California, faces Saikat Chakraborty, Ocasio-Cortez's former chief of staff, who argues the America of today differs vastly from the one Pelosi entered 45 years ago. Representative Brad Sherman, Democrat California, is up against Jake Rakoff, his former deputy press secretary, who pitches a generational, operational difference. In Illinois, 26-year-old influencer Kat Abigazzala is challenging Representative Jan Schakowsky, highlighting the disconnect between Congress, where the average age is 58, and the average American, who is 38. Most of Congress didn't grow up with school shooter drills or worry about medical costs, Abigazzala told The Hill, noting her own lack of health insurance as a motivator. The broader context is a party in crisis. Grassroots anger peaked when Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat New York, and some Democrats backed a GOP-drafted budget resolution, prompting speculation of a 2028 Senate primary clash with Ocasio-Cortez. A Data for Progress poll shows Ocasio-Cortez leading Schumer 55% to 36% among likely New York Democratic voters, reflecting a hunger for bold leadership. Progressive Senate candidate Abdul El-Sayed in Michigan echoed this, praising leaders like Ocasio-Cortez and Sanders for embracing the leadership part of the job, over procedural caution. Young voters' frustration is palpable. CNN exit polls show Democrats' support among 18 to 29-year-olds dropped from 60% for Biden in 2020 to 54% for Harris in 2024. This erosion has energized groups like Run for Something, which reported 40,000 young people signing up to run for office since November, more than during Trump's first term. Amanda Littman, the group's co-founder, argues that younger candidates, or those with a younger political age like Sanders, better understand today's attention ecosystem and the GOP's tactics. Rachel Janfeza of the Up and Up newsletter adds that young voters prioritize personality and policy over party loyalty, seeking candidates who meet them on their platforms and issues. Yet, the primary push has critics worried. Tough primaries in safe districts could drain resources or weaken incumbents, prompting Hogg to clarify on X that Leaders We Deserve won't target frontline Democrats. Still, the strategy is divisive. Some, like Representative Jim McGovern, Democrat Massachusetts, defend Hogg, arguing the party needs fresh voices, while others fume privately, with one House Democrat telling Axios, "I don't know a single person who is happy about it." Democratic pollster Celinda Lake sees opportunity, noting that both young and old voters crave a stand-up and fighting style, associated with newer faces. The stakes are high as Democrats, in the minority in both chambers, seek to resist Trump's agenda. Kat Abigazilet praised Senator Chris Van Hollen's, Democrat Maryland, trip to El Salvador to investigate a mistaken deportation as the kind of proactive leadership needed. That should have been every Democrat's first instinct, she said. With the 2026 midterms looming, the party faces a pivotal moment. Will it embrace this generational shift, or cling to its establishment? As Littman puts it, primaries are how we decide what we as a party believe. By November 2026, the Democratic Party may look unrecognizable.